Of WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
This is the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Now, live in studio, your host, local real estate expert, Jamie Meloni.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome once again to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. If you're finding my show on the air for the first time, I invite you to tune in every Mondays at noon on 1250 WHNZ as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. I myself am a real estate professional in business 7 years with a Coldwell Banker, specialized in the sale of bank-owned properties. I'm joined in studio today with co-host, the lovely Stella Giudicelli. Stella, how are you doing today?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing great as always.
I want to have my lovely, so.
Yes, I know you always cite me when I don't say the lovely Stella Giudicelli, so thank you very much for keeping me reminded of that.
I will.
And on today's show, we're going to be talking with Lauren Campbell. She's the president and co-founder of CUPS, which is the Channel Urban Professional Society, which is a grassroots neighborhood organization centered around the Channelside district. And with all the news and happenings in the district, I definitely want to hear what she has to say, as that is a very up-and-coming part of Tampa at this time. And also on the second part of the show, we're going to be talking with Frank Cornier. He is the Homeownership Center manager with the CDC. And no, we're not talking about the CDC out of Atlanta. We're talking about the Corporation to Develop Communities of Tampa. And he is joined in studio along with fellow housing counselors Darius Carter and Belix Parks. So we'll be talking about foreclosure prevention classes as well as home ownership classes that they offer at the CDC of Tampa. Off air, I'd like to direct you over to my website, tampabayradio.com, where you can find all of my listings as well as all of my pre-listed properties, as the properties are not necessarily on the market when they're assigned to us foreclosure brokers. So on my website, again, Tampa Bay Radio, you can see all of these properties prior to hitting the MLS and begin to get your due diligence done prior to going onto the market. In addition, you'll find the show info tab where you can see the show streamed live and catch all the past shows of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show via, again, the show info tab over at tampabayradio.com. On the phone right now, I've got one of my regular contributors to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show, Anissa Westfall of Westfall Construction. Anissa, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you, Jamie?
I'm doing great. How was your weekend?
It was lovely. The weather's lovely.
I guess you are a roofing company to the listeners out there, and I'm sure you love this time of the year. I mean, summers must be a absolute drag to be on the roof of these properties, I imagine.
You are absolutely correct. But speaking of seasonality, one of the important things I think that I wanted to come on the air today and talk about was a little bit about, since the summer is over, the rainy season is over, a lot of people's roofs out there probably took a little bit of a beating over that time period. So now in the fall, when the rains subside a little bit, the weather's cooler, this is an optimal time to get out there and check your roofs for lots of different things, and I can go over that.
Yeah, absolutely. What are some of the things that people may not be aware of with their roofs and how to maintain them properly?
Well, some of the stuff is pretty intuitive. For example, like leaf debris. Right now, a lot of the trees are starting to shed their leaves, so you may want to wait a week or so before your oak tree finally kaputs onto to your roof.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the time where all of your valleys and your gutters in particular, those leaves need to get swept off. Really important because shingles are water permeable. They are supposed to tread water. They're never supposed to hold water. And when you have leaves and debris, that can often trap moisture, which can cause secondary issues. We've seen almost brand new roofs, probably 2 or 3 years old, actually fail because there's so much leaf debris and they just didn't bother to sweep it off.
Very good point. What else can homeowners do to properly take care of the roofs in this time of the year?
Sure. So this is a good time to also do some inspections around the pipes and exhaust fans. Like your dryer, for example, the exhaust that comes through that is called a gooseneck. You want to make sure that there's proper sealing around there. We call it roof cement or just caulking. You want to make sure any nails that are popped up, that those get secured and hammered in. It's always a good idea, too, to go in your attic, check for any interior leaks. You'll see the plywood underneath or the wood decking underneath. If you see any spotting or moisture, those are always issues for concern. So there's some basic DIY tips that we can concern ourselves with, but if it's outside of our scope, you can always call us, Westfall Roofing, and we can help you with an inspection and a maintenance program. Right now, actually, we're offering a special promotion for $150 for the fall. We'll come out and clean your gutters, clean your roof debris, detail the roof, and perform a 30-point inspection.
Oh, very good. And one more time for the audience, what is your website, Anissa?
Absolutely. It's westfallroofing.com, WESTFALL, roofing.com.
All right, great. Anissa, thank you very much for calling in, and we will also get that promotion up on the Tampa Bay Radio website. Anissa, have a great week, and I'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Jamie. You too.
All right, take care. I want to go ahead and bring on my first guest for the show, Lauren Campbell. She's the president and co-founder of CUPS, which is the Channel District Urban Professional Society, as well as a licensed real estate professional in Florida focusing on the commercial real estate market. Lauren brings to the table a background in research and analytics in the real estate market and focuses solely on the South Tampa market to assist her clients with opportunities in income property acquisition, vacant land parcels, as well as leasing. Lauren is deeply rooted to the South Tampa community and is an excellent source for what is going on in the region. Lauren, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jamie. I'm glad to be here.
So tell the audience a little bit more about yourself and the organization.
Okay, absolutely. And thanks for having us. Like Jamie said, my name is Lauren Campbell, and I live, work, and play down in the Channel District, which is just one of the districts that's located in our beautiful downtown here in Tampa. And part of what I didn't like when I had first moved to that area was that there was no sense of community like you could find in some of the more residential geared neighborhoods. Like if you look in Hyde Park, Seminole Heights, Tampa Heights area, there's a lot of individuals and families that come together on their own, and they really make the neighborhood what it is. To just put it simply. Channel District was lacking that. We had great investors. We had people with awesome ideas for development. There's a ton of construction going on down there, and we're in the newspaper all the time. But what we didn't have at the time was we didn't have a sense of community. So me and a few of my friends and neighbors got together, and we decided that we were going to change that. So we put together a small grassroots organization. We called it CUPS, Channel District Urban Professional Society, and we're located in the Channel District. We are inclusionary, not exclusionary. So we have lots of friends that come and join us for our events from Harbor Island, downtown, over at Davis Island, Ybor City. But we do focus on the businesses, making sure to support the businesses in our neighborhood. As I'm sure you're aware, Channel Side Bay Plaza over the past few years has been struggling. We're hoping that that's going to be changing coming up here soon, but we wanted to make sure that the businesses that were already in our neighborhood knew that we were there to support them and knew that we were happy to have them there. And I think that you can't ask more businesses to show up somewhere that businesses that are already there are not doing well. So we focus a lot of our events that CUPS has. We do networking events. We focus on making sure to support retailers, making sure that we're engaged in our civics and our community. We're having an event coming up on Halloween on Friday the 31st over at Meloni's, which is a local pub in our area.
No, that's not my outfit either. You call it Meloni's, but I just want to make that clear. It's not my place.
No. Yes, it's not. And we'll be having a Halloween costume contest and just networking and drinks. We also have, if you're not into partying and having a good time on Halloween and costuming, we do have every Thursday starting at 5:30 all around the district. We go to different happy hours. And we're there to mingle. We're there to make new friends. We're there to connect businesses. It's a lot of fun.
What time is the party on the 31st?
Parties all night. Starts at 7. Goes till whenever.
Now, I would say the organization, CUPS, was just founded, I think, this past year, correct?
Yes, that's right, over the summer.
And it's already getting a lot of traction. I've seen this in the news on Fox 13. I've seen you in events with the mayor of Tampa, Bob Buckhorn. How are you getting this attention so early? Is it just because of all the excitement centered around the Channel District, or are you just a great promoter of the organization?
I'm an excellent promoter. No, thank you for asking that question. Yes, I do think that part of the reason we are so successful is because there is such an interest by the community at large in our district, in our area. There's a lot of money coming into the downtown area, which is great, and it speaks volumes about not just our district, but also the downtown business, the office core. It speaks about what's happening over in Encore, how Ybor City is coming around, and we're just happy that we can be a part of all of that. I do think, though, that based on the amount of people that we've managed to corral together in such a short period of time, that's also sort of garnered some attention. And because of that, we've been able to be in front of some very important community activists, some important local politicians who are hearing us. And I hope that it's okay, the members that I represent, that I say that I hope that CUPS really does represent, and we like to believe that we represent the entirety of downtown when we bring some of our issues to the forefront. And
now, speak a little bit about some of the members or some of the owners, that you have. You're reaching out to all the local businesses in the Channel District. What type of response are you seeing from people in the district?
Absolutely. Our members include people that are living down there, so they're urban professionals. Some of them work in Channel District, some work downtown, but they choose to make their residence there, whether that's renting or purchasing a condo. Additionally, we have a lot of support from our retailers and the small group of office professionals that have moved their businesses into the Channel District, and it's amazing. It's so great. It's so nice to see that instead of feeling like they have to be in competition with each other, that they're learning that if they can help support one another, that it's really just going to grow our district as a whole. And so I'm really proud that our organization has been able to facilitate some of the relationships that we've seen the last few months.
Take a quick break, but coming back from the break, I want to talk a little bit more with Lauren about the history of the district as well as what's happening right now in the Channel District. So please stay tuned. And if you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. We'll be back in a moment. It's so important to have good credit, from getting a job to getting a mortgage, even giving your children the care they deserve. Bad credit and credit problems can put your future in jeopardy. So talk to Bill Lavender, Dr. Credit. Take control of your future. Get your credit back on the right track and learn how to keep it there. Visit creditdrbill.com or call 813-655-9451. That's 813-655-9451. If your credit scores are on the floor, call Dr. Credit and watch them soar.
In the market for a reverse mortgage? Contact Access Reverse, a local company with personalized service in the Bay Area. Call them at 727-347-0305 or visit accessreverse.com for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. They'll come to your home and speak with you about the best options for your reverse mortgage. Plus, they offer the lowest closing costs. Don't just get a reverse mortgage. Get the right reverse mortgage with Access Reverse. Visit accessreverse.com. NMLS number 4566.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Meloni of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING.
Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage. You're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show with local expert Jamie Meloni. Now, here's Jamie.
Hi again, everybody, and thanks for staying tuned in to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. We're talking with Lauren Campbell, who's the co-founder of CUPS, the Channel District Urban Professional Society. And I want to talk a little bit with her about the history of the district and what has led to, where it is today. So tell us a little bit more about the background of the Channel District and where it's headed.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I'm not sure if everyone knows, but the Channel District, that has not been its name its entire life. It used to be referred to as Ybor Channel area. La Draga was another name that it went by, and this was all back in the early part of the 20th century. It functioned as a warehouse district for a lot of the shipping that was happening, both for Ybor City and the cigar factories, bringing in all of the supplies from Cuba, and then additionally bringing in some of the passengers and the freight that was coming in through Tampa and being dispersed through the rest of the state. As it transitioned from a warehouse district to what it is today, there have been numerous recessions that it has seen, starting in the 60s and 70s and then moving through a small dip in the 80s. late 90s to early 2000s is when it really started getting some attention. This is when you saw things like the Channelside Bay Plaza being built. A few of the early residential developments were being put up, and there was a lot of talk about what the future of Channel District was going to look like, along with downtown. Unfortunately, we all are aware that there was a recession. This put a halt not just on the Channel District plans, but on plans around this whole country, right? So now everything's back on fire. You had all of these investors, excuse me, and developers who had cash sitting on the sidelines, and they're ready to spend it. So they're bringing it back in. They see that Tampa is a healthy market. It's got a strong economy. It's got a stable economy again, and they're ready to start putting shovels in the dirt. And so that's where we really got to this point in time.
Yeah, it's a great area. I mean, you got water, on 3 sides of the district. You got the Amalie Arena there. You've got just beautiful downtown, but it's kind of lacking that play element. And hopefully with Jeff Vinnick's vision, which will be unveiled here in the hopefully in the coming months, we'll see a huge revitalization of the area. In addition, he's recently closed on the Waterside Marriott Hotel. He's donated land to the University of South Florida for a medical school. So there's a lot happening in the district, and you focus on commercial real estate. Are you seeing a fervor around real estate in the area right now, or what?
Definitely. I'm watching prices go up and up and up. People have been holding their land for a while. They were able to buy at the bottom. Even pre-recession, they were buying in the early and mid-90s when basically the land was being given away in this area. They're coming on the market, and it's hot. Everyone wants a piece of Channel District. Everyone really wants to know what Vinnick is up to. But I'll tell you, for as awesome as it is what Vinnick and his group is doing and the amazing backing that they're getting, even from outside of our state, with people like Bill Gates, he's not the only one, which is great news. So everyone likes to focus on what Jeff Vinnick is doing, but the fact that he's not alone says so much about that area and the whole downtown. I think that moving forward between the Envision plan, the mayor's push for another CRA, and the way that he's getting city council and also county commissioners to come together and agree on creating that riverfront district, that West Riverfront CRA, all of that coupled with Jeff Vinnick's plans and other developers, you're going to see Tampa turn into what's called an 18-hour city. For anybody who's not familiar with what an 18-hour city is, traditionally speaking, a downtown is a 9 to 5 place. You go home, you go back to the suburbs. An 18-hour city is a live-work-place city. We're missing the play.
Right.
It's coming. I'm positive that you're going to see retail and office pick up. You're going to see entertainment pick up. You're going and for residents. Part of Channel District's past has been entertainment for cruise ship tourists. And while that's an important part of business down there, I don't think that is inclusive enough for what's going to happen. So as Tampa moves into being an 18-hour city like in Austin, Texas, or like in Atlanta, we're going to see a lot of stuff. You're going to see that the vibrancy that creates is going to increase investment capital, and the density it creates is going to raise property values. All of that is positive stuff that's happening. The increased property values will flow back into the TIF funds that the CRA has, both in downtown and Channel District, and that will show you improvements that will be happening. So it'll be boring stuff like sewage and water, but it'll also be really exciting things like you'll see more fireworks shows, and there'll be food truck events, and there'll be all of this great stuff happening, and it'll support a lot of businesses. For example, a lot of people aren't aware that their CRA committee, if they go in front of them, that they're able to request up to $10,000 in reimbursement if they're opening a new business in a CRA. It has its set of rules, it's very specific, but you can apply for it. And a lot of these businesses, the way that they're getting that money is when the TIF funds are full.
Right, and you're speaking of the Neighborhood Amenity Incentive Program. That's
Yes.
the name of it, correct?
Precisely.
And you're using the acronym CRA a lot. For the listeners out there, explain briefly what a CRA is.
Oh, sure, my apologies. A CRA is a community redevelopment area. Redevelopment area...
Revitalization area is what the acronym stands for, but explain how they work.
A CRA, once it is designated, it's designated both between the city and the county, and in our county, that's how it works. In some other counties, it's only by city or only by county. But with us, it's a partnership between our city and our county. The city council is the agency which is in charge of determining how funds are spent there. There's a committee in each of these districts that is made up of citizens that live, work, or otherwise have a vested interest in that area. And those individuals hear out the public and then make decisions that they then pass on to the city council who's representing them as a CRA.
But there's a base, it's tied to the tax bills, right? There's a base, they freeze the tax rate at a certain year, and then any taxes that are the tax increment funding, when you talk about the TIF, the difference between the base tax rate and what comes in is then put back into the community, I think, if I remember right.
Correct. So normally when you have property taxes come in, the taxes are distributed throughout the city or throughout the county, depending on need, depending on who votes which way and what's happening. When you have a CRA district designated, that dollar amount is only going back into that specific area, which is really great because usually it's applied to a blighted area. And, if you go look at Channel District or downtown, you're not thinking that it's blighted right now. But it can mean that there's just not enough streets, not enough parking, not enough housing, not enough affordable housing. It can mean that there's a lack of businesses. It can mean that there's a lack of economy happening there. And all of those were true for Channel District. And all of those were true for downtown.
Yeah, some of the things that the CRAs recently put back into the community, a flood relief project, the Washington Street Park, and then what you alluded to earlier, the Neighborhood Amenity Incentive Program, which reimburses business owners up to $10,000 in permitting and regulatory fees. Correct?
Correct. Yeah, and I think that the general point here for me is that the fact that Tampa and Hillsborough County in general has these CRAs and that they're able to put these TIF funds back into the communities is only going to help as we try to compete on a national level for jobs in the future. So we're seeing a trend right now, just to be quick, during the recession, many people went where the jobs were, right? There was a lack of jobs in neighborhoods, including in Tampa. Going into the future, what you're going to see is that the jobs are going to go where the people are. And for people, you need to have density, and for density, you need incentives.
No. Very nice. And again, we're speaking with Lauren Campbell, co-founder of CUPS, and we're heading into a break here in just a moment. But before we go into the break, you had an event coming up again this week, so people that are interested in it, what is that again?
Oh, yes. We're having our Halloween party on October 31st. It's at 7 p.m. at Meloni's, and it goes till close.
Meloni's, and where is that located?
Meloni's is located along Meridian at the Grand Central at Kennedy and Channel District.
Okay, and you also have a Facebook page where you post all the different networking activities and stuff, too, so people can contact you through the Facebook page as well, right?
Absolutely, and my information, I believe, is up on your website
Yes.
for the show, so they can contact me that way as well.
Yeah, and so if you're in the Channel District or even outside of the district and you just want to get involved, go to Facebook and just type in CUPS, C-U-P-S, and request to be added to the group as a member. So, Lauren, a lot of great information, and thank you very much for coming in studio today, and I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation and very informative as well.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Lauren. If you're just tuning in, you're listening here to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. If you're finding my show on the air for the first time, I invite you to tune in every Mondays at noon as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. Coming back from the break, we're going to be talking with the CDC, the Corporation to Develop Tampa Communities, and we'll be speaking with Homeownership Center Manager Frank Cornier and fellow housing counselors Darius Carter and Belix Parks. So please stay tuned. And again, you're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ.
It's tough enough to get a good night's sleep, but it's impossible when you got bed bugs. Goodbye, bed bugs. For 20 years, Earth's Best Natural Pest Management has been knocking down termites, bed bugs, and other pests the natural way. So celebrate their 20 years in business. Earth Best is offering a 20% discount to anyone that calls within the next 20 minutes. Call 800-634-1313 and ask for the famous bed bug free service. That's 800-634-1313.
Each franchise independently owned and operated. Offer good for a limited time. Minimum purchase required. Ask for details.
Hey, Julie. Thanks for coming over.
Aw, thanks for inviting me. Wow, the place looks amazing. Did you redecorate or something?
Well, I did get new drapes.
New drapes? That's it? Can I get your decorator's number?
Actually, they're from Budget Blinds. They have all these amazing window coverings. And they design, measure, and even install. I didn't have to lift a finger.
It's Budget Blinds Customer Appreciation Sale Event. As a special thank you, we're giving you a free set of drapery panels with your window coverings purchase. That's up to a $200 value, free. Choose from our incredible selection of gorgeous window coverings, all backed with a no questions asked warranty. and get a free set of drapery panels. Plus, get a free design consultation. For your set of free drapery panels and a free design consultation, call Budget Blinds now at 1-800-410-8525. Hurry, our customer appreciation sale event ends soon. Call now, 1-800-410-8525. That's 1-800-410-8525.
Want to hear something about life jackets? Try inflatable life jackets. Life jackets save lives. Wear it, Florida. For more information, go to myfwc.com. A message from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission.
Morgan & Morgan. On your cell phone, dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com.
She didn't just visit the sick and poor. She moved in with them because they needed help. Mother Teresa couldn't do it all, but she gave her all. Compassion. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center, we're starting to ease up on all of our interstates at this time. We're still seeing some pretty decent delays on 75 northbound from I-4 into Fletcher. Do have a crash in St. Pete. It's going to be on 38th Avenue North, just east of 4th Street, so use caution in this area. And in the Ruskin area, we have a crash on 41. It's going to be north of College Avenue in the northbound direction with roadblock right near 19th Avenue. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Utica Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
1250 winds, Weather Center forecast. High today getting into the mid-80s. We'll see a few upper 80s inland. Plenty of sunshine, of course, staying dry today. Not seeing rain in the forecast till the end of the week. The lows tonight, mid to lower 60s. We'll keep the mid-80s the next few days. A little bit of cloud cover moves in Wednesday. Then a little front comes in. 10% chance of showers Thursday, 30% on Friday, and that's when the temps will fall. We'll see upper 70s, near 80 temps for the high, and then the upcoming weekend, upper 70s and even some mid-70s on Saturday. Those overnight lows will dip into the upper 50s. Wall Street, Dow's down 36, NASDAQ off 11. The S&P Index red by 8, down to 16,769. Impact Radio, 1250 wins.
You're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show with local expert Jamie Meloni. Now, here's Jamie.
Welcome back once again to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Off air, I'd like to invite you over to my website, tampabayradio.com, where you can catch all the past shows of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. Just head over to the show info tab. And you can also catch the live stream on there every Mondays at noon here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Want to go ahead and bring on my second guests. We're going to be talking with the Corporation to Develop Communities of Tampa, or the CDC for short. We're joined in studio with Frank Cornier, Homeownership Center Manager. And he brings with him nearly 20 years of affordable housing, community development, real estate, and management experience. Joining him in studio are two of the CDC's housing counselors. Belix Parks has attained a diverse background in the nonprofit field since 2008 and presently serves as the CDC of Tampa counselors for the Housing Department's home buying education program, as well as foreclosure prevention counseling program. Fellow housing counselor Darius Carter's responsibilities include conducting first-time homebuyer orientation classes, credit analysis, individual and family financial rehabilitation, and ensuring that all clients are prepared for not only home ownership, but to become financially prosperous and responsible citizens. Frank and Darius and Belix, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
So, Frank, I want to start with you. So tell us a little bit more about the role of the CDC here in Tampa.
Sure. Well, let me first talk to you about the history and why the CDC of Tampa was created. The CDC of Tampa was created in 1992 as a direct response to the ills that affected the East Tampa community back then. And what plagued the community was dilapidated overcrowded housing, high rates of poverty, unemployment, teen pregnancy, school dropout, suspension, you name it, it was there in the community of East Tampa. So the CDC was, again, directly created to deal with some of those things, create programs, create awareness. And since then, the CDC has grown to offer many more services and to a much larger area.
Okay, and I noticed this was formerly the Lee Davis Neighborhood Development Corporation, correct? So
Correct.
the name changed in 1992.
Correct.
And this is a HUD-certified housing agency, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. How do you go about becoming a HUD-certified counseling agency? Is there a process, or you're set up as a nonprofit, I assume, then correct? And how does all that work?
We are set up as a not-for-profit organization. HUD, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, puts you through a rigorous process to become a HUD-certified counselor. You have to make sure that you're a not-for-profit organization. You have to make sure that you have capacity, or the people that meet the criteria to become counselors and carry on those services. And then you apply to them. And again, it's a rigorous process that you go through. We have two of the greatest homeownership counselors and foreclosure prevention counselors sitting here to our direct left, and they can talk to you more about what it takes to become a housing counselor.
Yeah, let's go over to Belize Parks right now. She's a housing counselor here, with the CDC. So tell us a little bit about some of the classes that the CDC offers and how to get involved with them.
Sure, we offer several classes. The first one we have is the first-time homebuyers orientation. The second one is the foreclosure prevention orientation. That's Tuesday nights. The home ownership is Monday night. We have financial management courses. We have financial literacy courses. We have our 8-hour class that we have every third Saturday of the month. And again, these classes are either to prevent foreclosure and then start the counseling process, or to get the certificate needed for down payment assistance for home purchase.
Okay, I know the down payment assistance. I see that program utilized, through the years. Is that something that still has a lot of funding behind it in Tampa?
Absolutely. I primarily work with the first-time homebuyers, and the city of Tampa currently has down payment assistance dollars available. So does Hillsborough County. There's also the Home Sweet Hillsborough state bond program. There's also the state bond program. So there's several institutions locally that are participating with those institutions, and municipalities or county organizations to provide that down payment assistance. So there's a lot of money out there right now.
So how does one go about qualifying for down payment assistance funds from the city? What is the process?
Now, that is a loaded question.
Everybody wants it, so might as well just throw it out there.
Yeah, how much time you got? But, they do require that you're under a certain median household income with reference to how many people are in your household. So there's an income chart that's it has the number of people in the household and the income, typically under 80% average median household income. And that's but what we'd like to do is, because not everyone calculates their income correctly, so we like for people to come in and take our orientation on Monday night. We kind of take you through the process. And what we do, because I was formerly also an underwriter. I worked for a bank for about 7 years. So I've been a district loan origination manager, a wholesale account executive. So with that being said, we do a one-on-one counseling session where we have the clients bring in everything that the bank asks for, from tax returns, W-2s, pay stubs, and we kind of pre-underwrite that file to make sure that you qualify. We want you to be successful through this process, so therefore we kind of do the counseling. And also, we just also received an award to also do the pre-purchase counseling for the city of Tampa itself. So all of those services will be coming through our organization as of this month. So if you are going to receive down payment assistance from the city of Tampa, you will have to come through CDC of Tampa first, and we will be doing all the pre-qualifications of all the clients for that program.
So is the first step to come to a general class, or is the first step to have a one-on-one meeting? What's the first step?
Well, the first step is we do orientation every Monday at 6 p.m. You don't have to have a reservation. We just like for you to show up for first-time homebuyer, as on Monday, like I said, and on Tuesday we do our foreclosure orientation. And really the orientation is so that we set realistic expectations. We don't like to set anyone up for failure. So we do a blanket orientation. We talk about what to expect. There's 2 different tracks. We have a fast track program for those who already have been to a banker and already have an approval letter. We are able to offer unbiased advice to clients that we're not commission based and we're HUD certified. So our advice comes unbiased, and we can review your loan docs, we can review your contracts, whatever you might need as a service, and provide you with the 8-hour homebuyer education class with reference to counseling. So with that being said, we go through the orientation on Monday. Before you leave on Monday, we set a 1-hour appointment that night. So you will come in usually within a week, and we'll do our one-on-one, but we'll review all of your documentation, make sure that you're with the right institution and anything that you might need. So our 2 tracks, once again, and if you're longer term, some people are not mortgage ready. So the counseling process for our longer term clients or our home buyers club, we are able to, if you have a credit issue, if you have a savings issue, if you have a budget issue, whatever the issue is, we're able to address it. So our first meeting is a triage, and that triage, we want to figure out where you are, kind of like an emergency room triage, where if you go in, you go to triage, we don't want to send someone that needs heart surgery to get an amputation. So we figure out where you are, we meet you where you are, and we take you from there, and the end result is to help facilitate you becoming a homeowner.
Right.
Darius, I'd like to know how do you reach people at the moment to let them know about those classes, and also how many people are attending at the moment? Do you see that, there's a trend and there's more people than usual? Like, could you tell us more about that? Those 2 points.
Absolutely. Right now, we're seeing probably about 15 to sometimes we'll have 25 a week. So new people. It increases, depending on the time of year. Of course, back to school numbers go down a little bit because parents are preparing to send their kids to school. But and then in Christmas we have a little bit of a dip. But we're pretty consistent on an annual basis when looking at our. But we actually this year we're actually seeing record numbers this year as well. So in terms of how we're reaching the people, this is a shameless plug. We come on shows like this today and get the word out in the community. We do a lot of community events. Speaking of lender referrals, we have a program set up with all of our lender partners that we take on all their denials. Loan officers do not have the time to help rehabilitate clients. So with a lot of our lender partners, we have a program that they send all of their denials. We rehabilitate those clients and send them back to them. We also have a program with our local realtors where we take their clients that are hard to get approved. We rehabilitate them and recycle them back to their referral source. Absolutely.
And is there any geographical location where these people need to live right now? Is there any restrictions as of where they are located in Tampa to take advantage of these programs?
Actually, we have clients that come from as far as St. Petersburg, Clearwater, Ruskin. We do Pasco County. We have clients from all over the place. People hear about our services and what we do and the quality that which we deliver, and they're willing. They travel. Absolutely. Especially for our foreclosure, we're able to do hardest hit for the entire state of Florida. So from first time home buyer, definitely the entire Tampa Bay area, not just the city of Tampa. But and we actually have knowledge of all of the programs from Pasco to Pinellas, so it doesn't matter.
And where are your offices located?
1907 East Hillsborough Avenue.
Okay, so it's a convenient location for most people in the Tampa region. So I want to take a quick break, but coming back from the break, we're going to be talking more with the CDC members here, and we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the stuff that you're going to learn inside some of these classes. So please stay tuned, and again, you're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins, WHNZ.
In the market for a reverse mortgage? Contact Access Reverse, a local company with personalized service in the Bay Area. Call them at 727-347-0305 or visit accessreverse.com for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. They'll come to your home and speak with you about the best options for your reverse mortgage. Plus, they offer the lowest closing costs. Don't just get a reverse mortgage. Get the right reverse mortgage with Access Reverse. Visit accessreverse.com. NMLS number 4566.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Meloni of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING.
Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage.
It's so important to have good credit, from getting a job to getting a mortgage, even giving your children the care they deserve. Bad credit and credit problems can put your future in jeopardy. So talk to Bill Lavender, Dr. Credit. Take control of your future. Get your credit back on the right track and learn how to keep it there. Visit creditdrbill.com or call 813-655-9451. That's 813-655-9451. If your credit scores are on the floor, call Dr. Credit and watch them soar.
You're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show with local expert Jamie Meloni. Now, here's Jamie.
Welcome back again to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. And we're talking with the CDC members, Frank Cornier, who is the Homeownership Center manager, and also Darius Carter and Belix Parks, fellow housing counselors. And Belix, I want to go over to you. You have an event coming up. Is it this week? Tell us a little bit about that.
It's actually November 4th.
November 4th, okay.
And it's the whole week. So November 4th through the 7th, we have like job skill training. And then November 8th, we have a financial seminar.
Okay.
And it's actually meant to help with not only job skill training, job fair, but also financial education, and also second chance banking, which is made for people who are not banked to become banked. Once again, help with people who might have that credit limit implications prior. They are given an opportunity to open checking and savings at the location.
Okay. And so this is something that you're hosting at your offices the week of November 4th, then, is that correct?
Actually, it's going to be located in Sulphur Springs. Yes, okay. Florida. And I have the address here. Okay. And it's actually going to be at one of our partnering churches there. Spring Hill Recreation Center, 1000 East Eskimo Avenue, Tampa, Florida. It's 33604. You can register for the event. You have to, actually, because there's a limitation on that. You can call our office. We do the sign up for that. It's 813-231-4362, extension 323. Our intake specialist will handle signing up people for that.
Okay, and I'm sure you'll have this up on your website as well, which is cdcofttampa.gov. So again, that's an event the week of November 4th, centered around, again, what is it?
It's going to be job skills training, employability, a job fair, affordable housing. We're going to have financial education, second chance banking.
Very nice.
And we're going to have it actually through the 4th through the 7th. It will be at the church. I'm sorry. It's Abundant Life Worship Center. That address, it's going to also be on the website. So I should repeat it, but it's
no, I need to repeat it because I got the ending wrong. It's cdcofttampa.org. cdcofttampa.org.
And the physical address to that, it's 8117 North 13th Street, Tampa, Florida, 33604. And then the November 8th, which is the financial coaching aspect of it, that Darius and I are going to do a seminar there about budgeting, financial goals, improving financial behaviors, because that's a big thing with foreclosure prevention now. That's going to take place at the Spring Hill Recreation Center in Silver Springs.
Well, I think it's very important, the service that you offer to the community, getting out there and educating home buyers on what they need to know, because, let's be honest, the average person who's never bought a home really doesn't know what to expect. And these classes that you offer, really, empower and educate people. Let's talk about one of the things that you teach, the importance of credit, for instance. What are some of the things and some of the tips that you go over, with regard to credit, and also how to shop for a home loan?
Well, the first component to credit is most people don't understand what credit is. And with that being said, I ask audiences every week, what's credit? And, I get answers all over the spectrum. But really, it's a very simple answer. It's nothing more than a measure of how you pay your bills. People also think that credit can be fixed. They believe in credit repair. Well, based on what credit is nothing more than a measure of how you pay your bills. So if credit measures the person, it's not credit that's broken. It's the person. So with that being said, we focus on fixing people, not credit. So if we fix people and we concentrate on building better people, because basically credit is a measure of character. So if we can work on fixing better people, or maybe addressing some of the cultural ideas that they have about paying bills or whatever, the end result is you will have good credit. So with that being said, is understanding credit and being able to know the rules of the game and what to do. And with that, we are able to help people facilitate changing their lives every day for the rest of their lives.
And what you talk about shopping for a home loan, what is it that you recommend when shopping for a home loan to your students?
Well, we put together a lender matrix. So part of our counseling session, we sit down and we highlight, where their credit scores are, what banks we'll cross-reference with what banks take that credit score. We also cross-reference with which down payment assistance programs they qualify for, because as a HUD-certified housing counseling agency, one thing that we're not allowed to do is steer. So that's a very serious
serious infraction.
Serious infraction. So what we do is we help the clients, we empower them with knowledge, we give them the matrix, we highlight where they are, and we allow them to make an educated choice.
Now, what a question a lot of people want to know is where should their mortgage payment be in relation to their salary? What is that ratio that you practice or that you teach in your classes?
Well, the down payment assistance programs have a 33% of your gross monthly income guidelines. Almost all of them agree at 33%. Some banking institutions may do 30, 31, 32, but down payment assistance pretty much across the board has agreed to 33%. So, and a lot of people, they want to deal with what they bring home, but fortunately or unfortunately for some, that it's of your gross monthly income, not your net.
Okay. And I'm sure you go into a lot of the hidden costs of home ownership. A lot of people, kind of lose sight of the fact that when you own the home, you can't call the landlord to fix the problems anymore. They're solely your responsibility. If you want to elaborate a little bit on, some of the hidden costs of home ownership.
Absolutely. There are definitely hidden costs in home ownership. But one thing that we try to focus on is we talk about why people buy homes. And when I ask that question to the class, it's one of the things that I cover in orientation. Why are you buying a home? And almost always it boils down to, I'm tired of paying rent. I'm tired of this. I want to invest. I'm tired of making someone else rich. So this is an investment. And if it's an investment, you must take care of that investment, because the ultimate long-term goal is to be able to get to retirement one day. And this is really just a cog in the wheel on your approach to being able to be financially successful. So with that being said, you have to take care of that investment. So you're absolutely right. You can't call the landlord to come and change that burst pipe or anything of the sort. So, but you also have to take care of your investment. So you have to have a rainy day fund for when something breaks. We cover all of those things with helping these clients, invest perhaps for the first time.
Very nice. Belix, you have a point you wanted to mention?
Yes, we have a post-purchase education class. So after they purchase the home, they are now put into the post-purchase education course that covers 3 major components. That's financial management after purchasing a home, community engagement, because of course you have to get engaged with your local community, and also the home maintenance portion of it. Of course, when you purchase your own home, you're your landlord now. So we bring someone in to teach them how to do the basic components of maybe fixing a hole in their wall, laying some tile. It gets them more engaged in the aspect of not being able to call that maintenance person no longer after they purchase the home. Hence the hidden cost that comes with home purchase.
I love what you guys do, and I'm wondering what are the restrictions to attend your classes? Are your classes not for someone in particular? Do you accept anyone? Or that would be my first question. And my second is there a cost to attend your program?
Wow, those are very important points. one, I'll start with the cost. Now, we are a nonprofit, and we do actually pull a tri-merge credit report for our first-time home buyers. So we're able to review the credit, and it is a soft pull, so it doesn't count against you. So with that being said, we do charge a $25 kind of a processing fee, and it kind of helps us keep the doors open because we do get charged to pull that credit. So that's that aspect. And the other point was anyone can join. It is not restrictive of income. Advice is good. Good advice is good advice. Good counsel is good counsel. So we have clients all the time that come through and request our services that are not necessarily applying for down payment assistance. So it's very, very important.
Just to add to the fees, we do have a $25. If we don't have to pull their credit, we have to charge for the class. So we have to charge $25 per person for the 8-hour home ownership class. So that's what I want to put in.
It sounds, I mean, you've got a lot of different programs going on here at the CDC. We talked, a little bit about home buyer, just general home buying class, the foreclosure prevention class. Then you said you had a post-purchase program as well.
Yes, sir. Post-purchase education is really big now. It's actually pre-foreclosure. So now after people purchase their home, they want to now be educated in keeping their home before going into foreclosure, because I see foreclosure every day.
Well, it is also a fact that clients that take advantage of an 8-hour homebuyer education class or some type of form of education are some 85% less likely to foreclose than people who don't. And that is because they know what to do when a crisis arises, because life is going to happen. But it's not about life happening. It's about knowing what to do when it does happen, actually.
Well, it's just some great information here, and I'm very happy to have you all on the show as well. I want to wrap up real quick. You also have you help people with the Florida's Hardest Hit Fund as well. In closing, tell us a little bit about the Florida's Hardest Hit Fund.
You want to take that?
Sure. Well, let me first just add that we're all about home ownership, and that is not only creating home ownership, but it is also sustaining home ownership. And so, to that end, some of the programs that we have include the Florida Hardest Hit Fund. Now, that's a statewide program that we administer, and what it does is it helps those individuals who are either unemployed or underemployed through no fault of their own, and provide mortgage assistance to help them catch up or for a principal reduction payment on their mortgage.
Well, a lot of great information, and you can learn more about that at the website floridahardesthithelp.org, and you can also find more information about that over at their website, cdcoftampa.org. I want to thank Frank, Darius, and Belix for coming into the studio. Greatly enjoyed the conversation. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And again, if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ, and I invite you to tune in every Mondays at noon as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. Off the air, I invite you over to my website, tampabayradio.com, and I'll see you all back in here next Monday at noon on the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. Have a great week, everybody.